Alright, let's have a quick look at the draft first, shall we? This is John Nash versus Capcho for the Arena Classic bracket number 3. So, John Nash with the Bulgarians, Ethiopians, Koreans, Teutons, Magyars, and Malins. Why the hell would they pick Magyars? Who am I to judge? But Magyars isn't exactly a go-to pick on Arena. Teutons, obviously. Koreans, possibly double castle war wagons. Malians, versatile, they have decent monks as well. Ethiopians for the obvious reasons, the 100 food, 100 gold. Bulgarians, Repost Rush probably. And then Stirrups Conics later. Capcho, he's the monk boy, he is running a monk school in his Discord. The first one has closed for signups, but maybe he'll run it again if it's a success. So obviously he enjoys the monks, hence the Lithuanians. Slavs, decent monks as well. Incas drafted yet again, but that seems to be a random pick. So it was not intentional by Capcho, probably just ran out of time there. Bengalis, Rathas, the infamous unique unit, and Saracens, another monk smush style civ, and the infamous Poles as well, gaining 50% gold return from mining stone. So quite the selection here. We'll see what they bring to the table as we pop into the casting here. I have Capture H ready to go. Let's have a look. First game. Magyars versus Bengalis. Maybe Magyars just a stray pick for John Nash here as he chooses to play it first, but it wasn't by any means the first pick, was it? Was it? Is that the first pick? I don't think so. Or maybe this. It's a really weird one to me. They don't have any ego bonus, so they already fall behind many civilizations on Arena. You could say that to some extent about Bengalis as well, but Bengalis do get 2 villagers per town center placed. So... And maybe they get 2 as the HAP as well. That they get 2 once they reach the feudal age, I don't recall, but yeah. Sort of a different touch to the Chinese extra villagers or Mayans extra villager with the Bengalis. I think they have a decent monk tech tree, so Capcho might still play the monks with Bengalis as well. 2 free villagers that essentially, you know, if you send 2 villagers forward to build the siege workshop and monastery, then it's actually a good good extra 2 villagers to have at home to not lose anything on your economy in that regard. So this is Vintage Arena. It looks disappointingly similar to the standard Definitive Edition Arena, but maybe we'll see some alternate spawns here. Walls have extra hit points. That's Arzach's, my co-host's idea, because he didn't want the closed map gens to be to rushes only, which is, you know, it's fine. It diminishes the viability of Trush, though it has happened in the round of 32. Tato did go for a humans style towers and archers extended feudal age push, for example, in the price bracket. So it happens. Are we going to see elephant archers versus cavalry archers here? That's a question. That should actually be one that benefits the elephant archers in that regard. But considering it's Capcho at work here, I would expect to see monks as well. He's not even stressing finding the sheep here, but why would he? He's pushing in the hunt and keeping that idle TC at an absolute low. Now, John Nash is a good defensive player, I'd say. He's a pretty meta player as well, to my, if memory serves me correctly. He would appreciate a bit more space in the back of the base, I think, because he's also good with the booming, like economy management and picking fights as need be. He does play a lot of Arena though, so I would expect John Nash to be able to withstand or to put up a fight against a Monk Rush, if that's indeed what's Capcho's plan here. Pushing the fast forward a little bit here because of Arena things and my perks of mine, since it's recorded games. There's a limit to how much I can theorize about what's going on until they actually reach the cast stage and start prepping their build orders. What's this? It's 20 pop up for Capture, but it does get, if I'm not completely mistaken, it does get a couple extra villagers. This has to be too tight. Even with selling stone here, this has to be too tight for a monk rush, maybe. And there is not a stone either. What's the plan here? See, that's two extra villagers immediately, but he'll need a house as well. Otherwise, he's in some trouble here. He's getting loom. John Nash probably concerned about the uptime on Capture over here. Actually, Capture clicks the castle age here. Just as he has enough food, and away from food we go. He gives a couple of villagers back at the berries, and now going to gold. So it's okay. So Capcho has prepared a cheeky little 22 pop 21 villagers FC with Bengalis here. That's going to be a fantastic castlage timing with the Bengalis, even with admittedly 59 seconds of idle time. But that's the food management putting a bit of a stopper to that. He did drop one. No, he didn't drop a house yet. Not that he needs to. He's on the way to the castlage. He's not going to be producing any units yet. But yeah, okay, this is fascinating to me. First thing Capcho does is drop a barracks. Suppose he wants some spears to go with his monks here. John Nash also going castle age, but he is lagging behind by a yeah, rough minute or so. He's with 4 on gold. He probably out scouting and wondering why there aren't any villagers out here to tower rush, because that uptiming of Capture here, that's clearly a potential tower rush timing 855 village is ridiculous actually, that is able to pull off a fast castle, but he did miss 1 minute due to food deficiency there. So it could have been smoother for sure. And now John Nash wisely stays close to Capture's base. He's going to be ready to scout whatever pops out once that castle age kicks in at 12:55 here. First building being the monastery. He's not even bothering hiding that one away, John Nash. He's out for the hunt, but remember the Magyars, they get extra attack on the scout, so you can't fight that. But here comes the spear to assist. Capcho will be able to afford a second monastery as well. He is going to go for the monks here. We'll see how John Nash reacts. He's not on stone, so he can't place a defensive castle just yet. And looking at the wood, 15 on one lumber camp with wood. And he's not with wood to drop any TCs here either. He's going to go into light cav sort of defense, I suppose, but he'll need something against the spearman. Yeah, he's making spearman of his own. And considering that he gets that Magyar +1, that's actually... maybe it's clever to pick the Magyars after all as a sort of a counter pick to the Bengalis monk rush approach here. Siege workshop as well. 2 monasteries now. Sanctity coming in for Capcho. 8 on gold, 5 on food. Still enough on food to keep producing villagers as well, at least to some extent. But that idle time is ticking away, of course. Oh, conversion there. Converts scout for Capcho, so never mind if he lost his own scout or whatever happened, he gets to convert one with the appropriate Magyar's attack bonus as well. So +2 attack for that scout, goes down to a spearman though. And wait, whose scout was that? That was John Nash's maybe? And the mighty elephant ram comes to punch through the walls. That could also be a reason for the Bengali choice here to have a faster break in with the armored elephant. Let's see how quickly that one actually breaks through. Can the monks heal up armored elephants as well? They might be able to actually. Yeah, it's about 50-ish or something damage per hit there. It's stable for Capchow as well now. He wants to add some cavalry, so maybe camels against the... Wait, does he even get... Am I screwing things up here? Well, he wants to match the cavalry of the Magyars, I suppose. House Foundation ready to go up there for John Nash, but the monks of Capchow is going to stop that from happening. 26 villagers to 36 here. John Nash with the second TC. So if John Nash Weather Storm here is pretty heavy on stone now, he wants to get a cast. He's trying towers. I'm not seeing towers working with armored elephants in the mix though. Battle Elephant from Capchow. Battle Elephant. That's a bit more of a peculiar choice to me, going for the Battle Elephant here. Monks with Sanctity, they will survive one Mangonel shot, and with Redemption in Capchow can get conversions in here as well. That tower has commenced construction, but it's not going to complete for John Dash. This might be a quick one. This might be a game on the quicker side, because Capchow is putting on some heavy pressure here, and is adding siege, is adding more monks, isn't he? It's 6 monks total by now. And he's collected some relics as well, which boosts the gold income for him to tweak the economy into other resources with the market, for example. Down goes John Nash's market. Didn't quite catch if Capchow actually converted it and then deleted it for pathing space. That could be the case. John Nash losing houses here as well. Could risk losing houses to conversion of the monks here as well. That's another thing you'll have to consider here, as John Nash, that you may need to rebuild houses. Is making scouts. Not nearly enough though. They're going to go down to the pikes. This has to be Capchow's game, looking at the pressure being applied here. I mean, it's a very low pop push, but it's working. Or low pop, I say, but Capchow has more population because he has more military. John Nash doesn't have military at all. He's going to lose villagers, scouts here. Maybe he loses the Mangonel, but the conversion goes in before a scout gets to snipe a single monk here. And that's the GG. Capchow taking the first game with an interesting approach to the Bengalis here. That's going to be even better after the next patch, because then the Bengalis monks will have +3/+3 armor. They'll have pierce armor and melee armor, I think. That's like the old Slavs orthodoxy bonus. Both with idle TC times here. Second TC of John Dash questionable here but he was probably expecting to be able to hold off better with the heavy stone investment, wanting to get a castle up and establish a solid economy lead to push back. Quick look at stats here before we go to the draft and have a look at remaining civs as well. Alright, let's go to the civs screen and see Bengalis. I mean, you see them making Rathas on Arena. They're strong in many accounts in that regard, but I haven't seen that approach before. It's probably a well-known one amongst the regular Arena clowns. Magyars going down. Magyars is a weird pick, however. It makes sense from a defending Monk Rush standpoint with the instant attack on the cavalry, I guess, but Magyars, otherwise they don't even get to redemption, though it's really hard to... It's an off pick for me. Let's see what game 2 brings. If I can find the game here. So, game 2 will bring us Vintage Arena. Again, surprise. And we have Koreans versus Slavs. Best of 7 here. Sheep spawning outside this time. So Capchow and John Nash will have to be careful to scout. Even the deer spawning outside. And Barry's in the back. Okay, so it's harder for Capchow to pull off a tight monk build order for this one, because he actually has to commit to pushing the deer from outside. Little did the players know that the map was bugged. There are 3 deer for John Nash and 4 deer for Capcho. So, but easier said than done to do anything about that now. The final has been played, but it's actually playing into Capcho's favor here with an extra 140 food from deer, assuming they both push what they've got here. John Nash realizing he's not going for his own pigs, surprisingly enough. He's scouting the back of his base and he's found a couple of them inside, but it's gonna be too late to catch any of Capcho's anyway, because Capcho and run right outside to find these 2 sheep outside. So if anyone's stealing sheep here, it might be Capcho if he doesn't commit all to pushing in the deer. And I think that makes more sense as well. You want to secure that food as you go. John Nash confirms that the deer are indeed outside. Did not find his 2 extra sheep. Maybe he assumes they're stolen at this point, which essentially means 340 food less for John Nash here, which will definitely set back the Koreans' opening. Then again, Capcho isn't outside scouting, so John Nash, he should really take a look at this area as well, because outside the walls, he's missing some sheep, right? He's been scouting decent amount of his base. I guess he's expecting to maybe find some sheep in the back there, but they are in fact outside. I think Capcho would be screaming with joy to find a couple of extra sheep to benefit from here to speed up whatever his plan is for a fast rate. Yeah, he's gonna keep pushing the deer. Okay, maybe they have a gentleman's agreement not to lame resources. I mean, John Nash sheep could be here, they could be here, but since they might be outside, and since the hunt is outside as well, you need to pay attention to that. You'll even be able to obstruct your opponent's deer luring, right? So John Nash's scout should be over here now by now. Especially since Capcho somehow got an extra deer because of the resource spawn, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be a game changer here. Is he ever gonna find those sheep? Let's do a little bit of fast forwarding here. He's finally moving out. Did not find the sheep in the back here. It's sort of the wrong approach, though. You're committing to... Oh, come on! They're still here! Ah, this is tilting. It's so tilting to see 2 sheep not taken at minute 6.5 like this. They could be here. They could be here. They could be here even. Yeah, now he's scouting the last bit. And now he's not going to move out and find them, I think, unless he eventually just happens to stumble upon them, because John Nash at this point, I'm sure he assumes that the 2 sheep have been stolen. Maybe he'll even write in the chat to ask Capcho. Capcho seems to like his 20 pops up here. He's with 3 on berries this time around, taking the second board just now. And I accused him of wanting to make a tower rush the previous game, but I suppose that's not the case here. John Nash clearly wanting to go for the war wagons here with the Koreans. Is with 2 on soul, which is going to make it slightly easier to defend against Capcho's potential another monk rush here. That food, he's not mining gold though. He's going to sell the stone for gold again for a quick and smooth cast lage. And those 2 extra sheep is doing Capcho a big favor actually. Right up at the market, blacksmith with the lumberjacks as well. And because of the extra sheep, Capcho will be... he's running idle for a bit, actually. He's running idle for a little bit, but he's going cast lage again before John Nash even reaches field lage here. And John Nash still hasn't scouted this area where his precious last 2 sheep were hanging out. But looking at the previous game, Capcho has gone for the fast feudal, fast cast lage into the monks. That's 50 seconds along the way. This is looking a lot like the previous game, actually, except Capcho is a bit more on the offensive with the barracks outside. And John Nash also doesn't have the extra attack spearman to react to this. Let's slow it down a bit now, because now we might see some action soon. First relic right next to the monastery. Siege workshop going up. Slabs, cheaper siege weapons. Another point to strengthen their smush capabilities. Because if you want to add siege weapons, it's going to come in handy for you too. That they cost a bit less. John Nash with a couple of outposts here, but to my knowledge, he does not have town watch, so they are not providing too much intelligence here. But he's going for the guard tower defense this time around. I assume John Nash will drop a university and research guard tower relatively soon. Towers, however, if the monks get close enough, they could convert towers with redemption. But a couple of strategically placed towers here should be keeping the monks' aggression out. Capcho adding siege weapons as well, though he could use the ram to tear down the towers. And wait, these are Koreans actually. So a guard tower instantly for John Nash. He does not need to research anything, of course. Forgot that he was Koreans for a moment. So yeah, guard tower defense, that should be decent enough to keep the monks from moving too far into his base here. So John Nash more certain of what to expect this game. He sees the quick uptime again. He sees the Castle Age Capcho with some intended idle time when going up to the Castle Age, lacking a little bit of food to go right up. But still a sub 13-minute Castle Age again, wasn't it? 12:58, so solid head start to the Castle Age and the monks production and the proper technologies. And now he's gonna hide away to the side with the converted villager as well. He could hide over here, and John Nash might not even have it scouted, so that could be a point of hiding for the villager to make monasteries or a stable or some kind of sneak building there to harass John Nash inside home base. He's committed to a couple of guard towers now. That's a win for Capcho. Because it means that any castle investment of John Nash is going to be quite delayed. Alright, a couple of defensive mangonels here. That's not going to keep redemption bonks out necessarily, but there's the cover fire from the guard towers as well. Fetching is in, town watch coming in for the remaining outposts, providing some extra vision. Yeah, so sees the stable now, probably not unexpected to see the stables going up here. And again, the second TC from John Nash, he likes his economy extension by the looks of it. That's a lot of villagers committing to a second TC, but who am I to judge? In the meantime, the outpost does not reveal what's happening in the back of the base, and John Nash may have forgotten about the stray villager that got converted now, right? Or does he see it now? Maybe some conversion. Converted the scout, okay. It's actually nice to rewind a little bit to that. See, this is what might give Capture an edge here, actually. It's, oh, that's a little bit impatient, though. But it's not like he can afford a huge amount of knights either. But this is catching John Nash off guard, you know. Why the heck are the knights in my base? What happened? How? What's going on? The knights obviously no upgrades. They're Korean, no, they're Slavs knights. But yeah, haven't really been the unit of commitment for Capture here. But he's floating a few more, and now Monastery inside of the base as well. That one should be still not visible for John Nash in the back of the base. He must be shaking his head at what's going on here. The ram will not be breaking through here, I don't think, because of the mangonels. Getting some hits in. Monks trying to convert both mangonels. Will they succeed? Would take some serious conversion luck to get those in, but there's monks in the making from the back of John Nash's base as well. It's the second time I've seen this in Arena Classic. It happened in one of Arzach's sets as well. I don't remember who Arzach was up against, but Arzach's opponent did convert the villager and snuck it away in the back of Arzach's base and made some sneak stables and threw Arzach completely off guard as he was busy with his forward aggression. Finally, John Nash sees the side base, back base though. He's got some monks of his own as well to get some conversions in on Captro's knights potentially, but now he's not going to afford to extend a lot into the or extend his economy a lot here, John Nash, because he's committing to military, he's committing to defensive towers as well. He, as far as I know, I don't think Koreans get redemption right, so or for that matter, atonement. Let's see if Captro has that in. Is he going to get the Mangonels? If he gets the Mangonels, he's going to get the villagers building the towers as well. He's committed now. He's going to get the conversions, I think. Yeah, but now he's going to go down to the guard tower fire. So that's... It's a pity the knights are over here, because with the knights you could distract some of the tower fire and then the monks might still get conversions in. But they get one conversion here. Also able to make an opening finally with a battering ram. Good reaction by John Nash there to try and house wall and obstruct the pathing of that guard tower. Love how Captro is pulling the units away to heal the map as well. Doesn't waste units lightly here, and why not? Because he can't afford it. He has 5 relics though, so he has a steady gold trickle here, and as the resources trickle in, Captro, admittedly, no villagers on food. He wants to end games nice and quick here, but if he gathers enough gold from relics and gold mining, he could still buy the buy the buy the Imperial Age, right, and add a castle and this with towers. Oh, I'd love to see Captro moving in close to the towers as well, and just convert the towers. That would be epic if he has redemption, that is, and he does because he did convert siege weapons earlier. He's gonna convert the tower, isn't he? He's gonna convert the tower and it reaches gold! It ranges John Nash's gold, and the knights are here to cover the villagers moving around as well. Monks staying close to heal the others as well. That tower's gonna get converted. It's Captro's tower now. Oh, this is a fascinating set if I've ever seen any. Villagers trying to take the converted ram there, but that's it. GG is called. Captro up to 0 with the slabs here. No wonder he's running Monk's rule. He seems to have the Monk micro and build orders down here, Mr. Captro. Only Sanctity and Redemption this time around, not Fervor for the movement. It's not like he was going to run into any massive Monks fights either. So he technically didn't need it. That's a significant amount of relic gold as well. That's 15 Monks worth of gold almost. Convert tower, love it. Yeah. It's a thing. Good thing you can't convert castles, I guess. Back to the Civ draft here. Let us have a look. That would be Koreans losing to the Mighty Slavs. 2-0 for Captchao here. He did get random Incas in the draft. That sign means that he didn't pick a Civ, so he got it at random. But we'll just head right into the next one, won't we? Ethiopians versus Saracens coming up next, so it could, in extreme cases, be a battle of the archers, but knowing Captro, he's got some plans to use the market to the best of the ability for the Saracens, and John Nash will know exactly what to expect, because it's been relatively fast monk rush twice in a row now. Difference with the Saracens getting a little bit better market rates might actually work into Captro's favor here for an even faster castle age. And the generation here as well, it's really close. Couple of sheep outside again. Let's see if John Nash find them this time around. He did capture a huge favor the previous game by giving away 2 sheep, because that did give Captro probably shaved some time off Captro's idle time because on the way to the castle age because he was lacking a little bit of food before being able to click up. And it also indirectly has his berries last longer. This map is begging for a monk rush though. But the Ethiopians faster firing archers into crossbows. Could also contest monks here, obviously. And you might be able to match the castle age timing more easily if you're John Nash here as well, because there's the Ethiopians get 100 food and 100 gold once they reach each next age. So as the Ethiopians, you don't even need to mine gold to go to the castle age. They are inside this time round. Both players have them at the back of the base. They both have back berries as well, so somewhat of a mirrored setup here. The forward gold for Captro doesn't matter. He's going to be on the aggressive as usual, so I don't think that makes a huge difference. Alright, so this base should favor John Nash though, because it's got kind of a back refuge base here for booming. You could place your thesis pretty far in the back, then you wall the front. Gold is still going to be an issue, but that means that you'll be able to get a boom running and afford trash units to contain the aggression, so to speak. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out. Also finding the sheep outside this time around, so John Nash learning from the arguable mistake in the previous game. Capcho probably had the sheep here or something, since he's already collected them nice and early inside, or did he? Yeah, I suppose they both did. Wait, this is a map with extra berries! Are they seeing that? John Nash definitely doesn't have it scouted, but Capcho... Ah, they're not scouting it. It's real useful extra source of food there, especially for Capcho if he wants to keep going with these early monk rushes and keep making villagers behind it, because then he could he'll have how much? 6 times 125, 750 food or something extra from the berries in the back, but it's somewhat far in the back, so it could be could also be that the players don't notice it until it's much later. Good teasy spot for John Nash later, or for Capcho, covering the gold as well. Capcho doesn't strike me as the eco guy though. Let's see if he goes up at 20 pop again like the previous games. This seemingly Arena 1 trick player, but it works. He's up to 0. There we go again, 20 pop up at barely any... I can't say barely any idle time. It's actually 23 seconds of idle time, whereas John Nash didn't click up yet. But nothing out of the ordinary here. We've already seen it in the previous games. He's not outside. Oxyminator says he sent the invite to wrong player. That's fine. Should I be offended now? Saracens saving a little bit of wood as well. You may need 1 less on wood to pull this off, because the Saracens market only costs 75 wood if memory serves me correctly. Capture now on gold. Yeah, roughly the same timing as earlier here. Is again 52 seconds idle this time there. So once again, it's going to reach the cast stage at below the 13-minute mark. And we're going to see something quite similar to the previous games. John Nash, however, queuing up the archers, double ranges here now. He wants to try and snipe the monks with archers and crossbows this time around. Suppose it's time to slow it down a bit as Capcho reaches the gas stage. Another monastery. First monastery in the making. Should have an easy time dropping one or two additional ones here. Yep, second monster going up here, but John Nash clearly knows what's up. He sends his spearman forward. First monk still not out is fighting the scouts with villagers, but even a weak scout could snipe monks. Monks don't have attack power, they only have conversion power, right? Um, so you need to have the luck on your side to convert scout. It's gonna die to capture scout though, because he tries to go for the monk. And now Capcho can heal up his own unit. What the fuck? Well, you were attacking the monk, and Capcho was attacking the scout with his scout, so there's no what the fuck about that. Had this been a light cab, I'd agree with John Nash though, because then the monk would have taken much more bonus damage and might have died. 2 monsters, siege again. I hope Arzach is watching this because he would enjoy Capcho's approaches here. I'm sure he's also a monk guy. Barracks goes up. Capcho doesn't even care about the crossbow. He wants to convert them, in fact, but nope. Not gonna work this time around. The crossbows with Bodkin in, they're also Ethiopians, which means that they fire 20% faster. And the barracks obviously stays unbuilt. Capcho not able to add any spearmen this time around, or skirmishers for that matter. John Nash looking a heck of a lot better this time around. Scorpions now being added against the small groups of archers. I like that. And the Mangonel as well. Also a proper decision here, I'd say. But John Nash, 17 on wood, 6 on gold, 2 more on gold, and he'll easily be able to fund double ranges consistent production here. He's already got a convincing military lead. It's 15-4 for John Nash. And Capcho is a little bit on the back foot here now. He's only with 2 villagers on food, so his TC is, needless to say, is running quite idle here. Is queuing up more monks inside the monasteries, and I think he wants to try his monk micro skills here and get some conversions in on the Ethiopian crossbows. Problem being, they fire faster, so they're arguably even slightly more dangerous. This is why I do triple at home, says Arzach. Yeah, exactly. This is certainly... It's worked 2 games in a row for Capcho, but John Nash besting him with lower idle TC time with the Ethiopians here, and honestly a comparable uptime as well, all things considered. With okay, you got this one, GG. John doesn't need some siege. He's smushed 3 times in a row, Arzach, yeah. But third time is not a charm for Capcho. We'll see if he has more smushed civs remaining, and the answer is yes, because he still has Lithuanians and probably other monk civilizations to go as well. And he's ambitious as well, Arzach. He goes up at 20 pop to the feudal age and 21 or 22 to the castle age consistently. And then just lets the TC run idle, of course, because he's making monks. Monks. Here we go. Ethiopians taking that one against Capcho's Saracens. Incas, that's a random, so he probably ran out of time. So it's just popped in a random there. That sucks for Capcho, but it is what it is. Maybe he'll try smashing with the Incas as well. He's been going on about with the monks, so I feel like we'll see Lithuanians for game 4 here, but we'll see. John Nash left with Teutons with the conversion resistance and full monster tech tree, is it? They have, yeah, a lot of techs. Bulgarians, not so much. Malians. But better hussars in the light cabin hussars with stirrups eventually. And Malians with, yeah, they've got everything in the castle age. They can do most things. So let's say Lithuanians, Bulgarians, just for the fun of it. Yeah, do Incas get redemption actually? Yeah, I guess they do. I know Incas get block printing, so yeah, suppose you can. I suppose you can. Lithuanians Malians is up next. All right, another vintage arena script here. John Nash has learned from previous games. He moves right out to scout for outside sheep. And there are some outside pigs, but they're on the other side. And oh, that's so unfortunate that he actually doesn't see those. But from the walls, Capcho will also need to scout outside. His scouting with pigs instead is that scouts needs to be forward. Otherwise, your opponents are going to snag your pigs, but it would seem that they're both with the pigs in a little bit awkward spots here. I think Captro is going to be fine though. He's going to move out now, and if he goes, no, he's not. What's with these players are not securing the outside? It's all about the sheep won't spawn far away. Just check 2 tiles outside or 4 tiles outside our walls, and you're fine. John Nash, last remaining spot. He finds the pigs. Good on him. And he might actually be able to steal a couple. And if he does, Capcho... I was going to say then Capcho can't do his 20 pop smush, but he can because he's Lithuanian and starts with 150 extra food. So he might still be able to pull off his 20 pop up here like the earlier games. Still not moving out. How about John Nash? Is he moving in to push his own deer, or is he moving out to scout for Capcho's side? He seems to be going out. Spawn quite close here. This is certainly Smush favoring again with the distance, or even Monk Trebs later on. You could almost... Well, you could trap your opponent's walls from inside your own walls, actually, so your trap would be perfectly safe. Okay, I guess we might be... Nope. Capcho chasing John Nash's scout rather than look for the sheep, but I guess John Nash is looking for Capcho's sheep as well. This is so tilting. Go get your fucking herdables. Okay, he's moving out now. Finally. Takes his time, pushing all the deer. You're ridiculously lucky to be able to have found those and pick them. John Nash, if you just moved a couple of tiles further to the right instead of going alongside the walls, he'd be stealing those 2 sheep again. But yeah, Capture is fine. Have a feeling we'll be seeing the 20 pop feudal again here, smashing every game as was said in the chat, but let's see. Boar comes in. Would be a nice shake-up of events for Capcho to do something different as well. But hey, it's been working for him 2 out of 3 games, so don't change a winning recipe. And he's even going 19. Wait, no, he's going 20 pop feudal. He's clicking feudal before he's even taken the second boar, whereas John Nash with the Malians here doesn't have a direct Dark Age eco bonus, so he obviously shouldn't be trying to match that, but rather rely on a slightly better economy and yeah, 24 pop up, not too bad. Capcho, a little bit short on food again, as you can see. His TC is creating loom, and then he's going to sell his 200 stone to go up, and there we go. 23 seconds of idle this time around. So this Castlage timing with Lithuanians is going to be close to yeah, 12:30. 1.5 minutes to go for Capcho's Castlage as John Nash reaches the feud late. So Capcho might actually reach Castlage before John Nash even clicks the Castlage here, which is huge for the Monk Rusher. both conserving the scouts. I had to pause it because it was missing, obviously missing some events here. Here we go. Back at normal speed. 2 villagers moving out. This looks strangely familiar. Mine camp got a little bit delayed as well because Capcho's wood situation was... Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. Capcho's wood income was a little bit off. Does he even know John Nash's location? Yeah, he knows. He's been scouting it. Monstery right on the relic here. John Nash moving out, of course. He wants to find the builders. Maybe that's why Capcho is building the monsters further away this time around, because he wants to hide the location, but I suppose John Nash found it there. Monastery will complete though. Lithuanian's monasteries work 20% faster as well, so you produce your units and technologies 20% faster. Still 1 minute to go for the castle age. Capcho is going to have like 1.5 a monk before John Nash gets to the castle age here, and 25 villagers only for John Nash. Maybe I'll need to go monk defense. He's with a range, surprisingly enough, with the Malians here. And, but it did work for him with the archers the previous game, so why not? That's a quick conversion. That's a ridiculously quick conversion on the spearman there. Yeah, maybe Lithuanians should be getting 20% quicker conversion as well, huh? Second range for John Nash. He's going to attempt the same as in the previous game, but now he does not have 20% fire, 20% faster firing archers. I'm honestly not a fan of how Capcho places his buildings here, because this is so much closer to both their bases. Just strikes me as much of a better spot, but I guess he wanted to hide them away. Both monasteries up, only one of them producing monks. There's gold in the bank for another one. 3 relics in so far for Capcho. Is bringing in number 4 and potentially number 5 as well. Before he starts pushing, really, he does not know that John Nash has gone into Malian's archers here, which I, for one, would not expect from the Malians on Arena. It's not your first go-to, I presume. A familiar sight here in the ram moving out together with the monks and spears. And since you already have spears, why not pop them into the ram for it to attack a little bit faster as well? If my friend Dennis was watching, he would be tilted at the spears not being inside of the rams for these monks. Could easily convert crossbows, of course, and the numbers not necessarily in a threatening mass yet for Capcho here. Looks like John Nash is going to let Capcho in. He's going to patiently mass more crossbows here. Bodkin obviously is in. You can't garrison monks in rams, otherwise Capcho would be in a nice spot here to protect the monks, but... Oh, the Mangonel is out! Perfect timing on the Mangonel there for Capcho. It essentially means that John Nash can't easily engage here. The wall is now officially open, and Capcho goes straight for the houses. Did he get redemption yet? Of course he got redemption. So now he could convert houses again, and once again render John Nash housed in the back of this. He's not going to struggle for wood for houses though, because he's already set up for crossbows. But with redemption, Capcho can convert the Mangonel, and suddenly he'll be having 2 Mangonels to deal with crossbows here. Good hit. 1 for 1, I suppose. John Nash probably deleted that one so as not to lose it to conversion. Scorpion's doing some work here as well. But... Wait, what? What? Was that the Scorpion? Killing all those weak crossbows? That's a great cleanup from Capcho here. John Nash with 0 military. John Nash with 0 military. It's off gold. He cannot make archers, and since he has the market, so he could sell wood for gold, and that's what he did. So he's going to keep making crossbows. He deletes his 1 range so as not to lose it conversion. Capcho is going in for a 3-1 here. Capcho is looking strong with the smush again. It's John Nash is okay. When you're up against John Nash on the arena, go for the smush, guys. Go for the super fast castle into Monks and Siege. Seems to be a recipe for success right here. He's going to stone now, but yeah. Feels like it's too late. Mangonel might get converted as well. Yeah, it's focusing on the wrong monk. You can't really know which monk is converting. And Captro could also pass. He sees the flag, but he could actually just chase here because there's only one villager inside of the TC there for Captro. John Nash, 28 pop, Captro 35. 21 minutes, we are at 35 versus 28 pop. And John Nash needs to rebuild the ranges. It's only one crossbow. Got the mangonel in. There's no villagers here to contest this ram either. So that TC might even go down. Blacksmith Market. Capcho up with the 3-1 here now. Putting up a show here for the arena aficionados here. Capcho. Even though it does the same thing every game, which you could see for the gold collected for our friend here, compared to John Nash. So 3-1 for Catro, looking strong. One more game and he's got it, got the title under the hilt. Hey, Crazy Joe! Nice of you to pop by. It's been, yeah, let's see you around for a while. Did you get your tickets to Heidelberg yet? I don't think I can afford to go, but that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure I'll definitely follow the stream. That's Malians going down to the might of a very quick Lithuanians. I suppose we'll see Poles next from Capcho, possibly against Teutons, Bulgarians. Both Bulgarians and Teutons have decent defense against Poles, I'd say. But I suppose conversion resistant for John Nash to withstand Monk Rush, arguably better, even though they don't get light cap. I didn't get passport. Yeah, that sucks these days, the passport situation. Bulgarians, Poles coming up. Krepos defense comes to mind. As well, because it's a cheaper option compared to Castle. That's what I want to say. Oh, you lost the COVID vaccine card. You don't have it digitally. We do that here in Norway. That's not never a concern for me. So this is Vintage Arena. It's based on older arena map scripts, except it's been balanced out. So the in-base resources will always be the same, and the outside resources as well. So if the sheep spawn outside for one player, the boars could as well, the hunt could as well. But it will always spawn the same amount of outside resources for both players. As you can see here, for example, 4 tile gold, 4 tile gold, 4 tile gold, 4 tile gold. And you'll always have your extra 3 tile gold inside of home base as well. Sometimes 3 gold piles inside of your base if you're really lucky. But yeah, they'll need to move out to find their outside sheep. And John Nash, I suppose, has got that. Yeah, he's going. Wait. I'm saying John Nash, but John Nash is in the red. He's moving forward. He didn't find his 2 sheep right outside his walls, but he's found 2 of Capchos, that's for sure. So that's 200 food gone for the blue player. And judging from the direction of John Nash, he's going to be looking at a nice benefit of 200 extra food, while Capcho is 200 down. That essentially makes it impossible for Capcho to go for this 20 pop feudal age into 20 pop castle age really again. Nice. Got some extra sheep meat to enjoy there. So the deer have spawned inside, so players would have no issues pushing those in. Where are... Did Capcho push all the deer already? He probably did, because he's down 2 sheep. That's the punishment of not moving out early enough to find your sheep. See, he's looking for the sheep now. Scouting alongside the walls. Yeah, I think he's given up on them, really. And probably has reason to do so as well, because John Nash has brought them home for his own benefit here. Alvar coming up for Capcho. It's actually allowing for an easier recovery for the Poles than for most other civilizations in this situation, because as you seed farms around your folwark, you get 10% of the farm food income instantly into your own economy. Capcho going for the 20 pop again. He is, if anything, he's consistent here. He's been doing the same every game. This is the 5th game he's going 20 pop feudal into a little bit of idle time and then castle. But now he's down to 100 food, so that's not going to work. He's going to be looking at... well, he's heavy on the berries, but he's still going to be looking at least 1 minute idle time here. Probably more to reach it. Yeah, look at that. The timer is ticking away. And we are now at... on the way to the castle for Capcho. He's doing the same build again, except he's going for stone. Oh, I think I know what Capcho is doing here. He wants to play the poles here, drop a castle, and sort of like Monk Rush, but with a forward castle. Because he gets gold return from the stone anyway, but it's not that significant. Even with all of the villagers of stone, he's barely even going to be able to afford the castle when he reaches castle age here. Yeah, he's far away. He's 300 stone, 200 gold. Here comes the monastery. While John Nash has made men-at-arms. Would love me some siege tower longswords here from John Nash. That might actually pay off for him. But Capcho being down two villagers, no, 2 sheep starting the game here. Doesn't risk on the outside buildings this time around. Castle might come as a surprise, but it is poles. You'd expect poles to be on stone early. There's the castle for John Nash as well. What was the time for Capcho in the end? Was 13:19. Yeah, it's 1 minute 20 seconds apart. It's not really that big of a deal for John Nash, who is getting fletching for Bulgarians, but he probably wants to drop a Krepos, right, or something. Is whether it be offensive, defensive Krepos, even at that. Capcho needs to sort his economy here and just try to get to the Imperial Age instead, because if he goes Monk Trebs here instead, then he might stand a chance, but he's so far off on food and gold and everything. It's still at 19 villagers. That's not gonna give you anything. But he's gonna drop the castle, at least. Probably is John Nash could... I was going to say he could use his market and buy stone for Krepos to even stop this from going up as well. I guess that completes. I mean, it's not like Capcho is making an effort to hide this castle away. But I also think John Nash isn't too worried about this castle. Well, I mean, this castle, once it completes, it provides some refuge for Capcho's armies, monks, whatever. I'm puzzled at the location. I mean, yeah, it makes sense with the wall placement because it's a little bit harder to wall the aggression out behind this castle. But if it placed the castle over here, you could have mind stoned, dropped another castle, and also secure some gold income rather than sending the villagers to the back here to an unprotected mining camp where John Nash could essentially send some light cab or knights and just take out the villagers in an economy of captures that's running completely idle here at more than 6 minutes idle already. Don't feel like Captro doesn't have this planned through completely. He's adding a couple of Obuk as well. For I think it's because he saw the men at arms of John Nash maybe. Second Krepos going up here as well. Great defensive buildings for John Nash here is not going to allow Captro to get in any way whatsoever. That Krepos gonna complete. It's just a matter of committing enough villagers here. John Nash with twice the villagers. It's not a whooping lot. It's 34 to 19 here. But he's going to get the second defensive Krepos step. He has Bodkin Arrow in for them as well. So the Krepos have a total of 7+2 range. They match the range of the monks. And effectively deny any entry here of Captro, I think. There's a limit to how many times you can smush and expect to beat the player with it, I think, and especially when it's so all in, you're basically not investing into economy at all. Captro still at 19 villagers, and he's not going to get anywhere here unless he's able to find his way to the castle age, make some trebs. Krepos go down quickly to trebs, but in the meantime, John Nash will have all the time in the world to extend his economy and just make whatever unit he feels like to hold this off. Admittedly, Captro has the map control in a sense, so he's collecting the relics, but that's just not going to do enough for him, I think. Heavy market usage here. Who's that benefiting the more, actually? So John Nash? John Nash can do whatever he wants at this point. He knows he's kept the aggression out, so it doesn't really matter. But if he goes Imperial Age here, trebs down this castle, then it's definitely GG, because Captro is... well, it's stabilizing, so we seeded some farms around this Pole's Fallwork, so it gets the food boost or instant food boost of the farms. Uh, but it still needs to establish that food economy. Is getting close, admittedly, and then click Castle Age, and then he'll still need army to back it as well. It's all really expensive. And he's still only at 23 villagers, and he's not queuing anymore. He's idling for imp, basically. Couple of monks to save the day. Do we have any of the techs? No monk techs whatsoever for Capture either. No sanctity. Oh wait, they're here. Why doesn't they show? Why don't they show? Show the military techs already. Here we go. Sanctity is in, but that's about it. No fervor, no this or that. Don't remember if Poles get block printing, but I think they do. He is gonna go Imper, Capture. The problem is John Nash is already up. John Nash is with 12 on stone, so he's gonna get that castle up as well. Not sure where he'll want to place that castle. But no matter how you look at it, John Nash is going into the Imperial Age at a what should I say, healthier economy than Capjo, so he'll have an easier time queuing the trebs. He'll be able to add light cab to deal with the monks, and he's, generally speaking, in a good spot here, John Nash. Especially since he has the head start to imp as well. He's beating Capjo to Imperial Age with about a minute here. He does use the market to buy some stone, which they've both presumably been doing, looking at the prices here. Light Cav is in the Capture only with a couple of knights. Yeah, he's placing the castle in the back. It's fine. He only needs the castle for the trebs. Basically, he already has the crepos here, which Capture could treb down, but in the meantime, John Nash will have trebs queued of his own, and he could also send the light cabin to snipe the few monks and the trebs as Capture tries to advance here. I'm surprised this game has gone on for this long. Capture at 23 villagers. 23 villagers. No upgrades whatsoever on the few units he has on the field. Imperial Age is in for John Nash. The castle did complete in time as well. So that's one treb head start for John Nash at the very least. Capture will be able to queue a couple of trebs as well. But if his castle goes down, it's still easily GG for Capture here, because that gives the light cab of John Nash free passage. I understand the final squad house is Exorcist. Yeah, probably. We're gonna talk about that after this game. Unless they write in the chat. Could be that they write it before resigning as well, that we'll see some visible chat. Oh, okay. First treb out for John Nash. Capture calls the GG. He has 3 trebs in the queue. It's not going to lead anywhere. John Nash with the 2. And let's have a look at the stats before showing some important information here. So Capture, 5 out of 5 games goes for the 20 pop Fuel Age. No more villagers. Castle Age. So it actually prioritizes Loom over additional villagers. Sells the stone, goes Castle Age for a pretty darn early Castle Age push. I'm surprised. Did they ban Khmer actually? Of course they banned Khmer. Capture is the monk guy. But it's he banned Khmer of his own, which is probably not the risk to be against the Khmer. But yeah, that's John Nash winning with Bulgarians against the Poles here. And Capture somehow got a random civilization in the draft, probably run out of time, so he would have to play Incas next. And then the final game, the 7th game, would be a Mongol's Mirror, where it would be ridiculously hard to monk rush. But now to the score tab, or whatever we should call it here. Let's find Arena Classic down here. See, non-price Rex here. See, there's a spoiler here. John Nash, Capture, 2-3. And then there's a message added. Capture forfeited the last 2 games, which means... Did I say Mongols Mirror? I meant Koreans, definitely. Game 7 is Koreans Mirror. That's what I meant to say. Capture forfeited the last 2 games. He's basically out of the good monk civilizations to rush with. So he taps out and calls it. GG Stone, thanks for playing, guys. We're now only left with the bracket 1 final to cast. I might have time tomorrow night, but I don't know until sometime tomorrow, so I might save it for Friday or something. Sometime this week I'll cast bracket 1 final as well, and then we'll have the non-price of Arena Classic concluded as well. But that's it for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and GG.